All right, welcome back to Can We Survive the Moon Reboot. So the sun's out and we're burning alive, basically, from the radiation. But we did add a whole bunch of new algae farms up there. Completely forgot to take out this one, looks like. So let's just take care of that. And we are set. So I've been thinking, how should we put the base? So we're not particularly in the middle of the crater. And I'm gonna have to risk my radiation levels for this, but see if I could do it. So roughly we are here. The middle of the crater is looking like right over here. We are a little bit away from it, probably like a 200 yard away. Let's just double check. And I shouldn't have put away my tools. I could have put a box here. It was that was about 300 to 400 meters away. So roughly right here. And looks like we didn't burn alive just yet, but fairly close. All right, so this is kind of like the start of the base. It's evolved quite a bit since the beginning of time, where we have a pretty decent amount of stuff here and hydrogen, I believe. Where's my hydrogen tank? Right over here. It should have a decent amount of hydrogen now. I believe I got a decent amount of ice. It wasn't a lot of ice. It's still working on it. And we might run out of ice fairly soon. So we potentially can go ahead and travel to a pole, North or South Pole, to get some ice. But we'll see if we want to do that. But of course, food-wise, is still a big issue. But we got 10 meal packs now. It's nice. A lot of you were saying, check my cargo container because it is not connected. And you're absolutely right. What in the world did I just do here? All right, so that is a bit dumb. We'll grab that off. Get the appropriate modular cargo container and put it a little bit above. So thank you guys for that. Of course, you guys are always right when it comes to this. So that should line up a lot better. And it looks a lot better. Okay, so that is our ship. And we can carry a decent amount of stuff. We can get a decent amount of ice now too. I kind of want to change the drill system where it's like one high and these are two lower. But if I did that, I wouldn't be able to see too well. But I'm thinking of doing it mainly because it just makes life a little bit easier. But I have to go and do it in the shadows here, unfortunately. So in order to get a drill system to be above 1, it might even be a little bit hard to see, which is the biggest problem that we're going to run into, which I'm not going to like too much. So let's do a small conveyor here. And we got to find a way to connect it. So the drill system only has the one in the back and the side ones. So we would roughly have to do another one or at least a C tube or curved tube. And then throw in the drill that way. Now, I definitely cannot see much at all now, right? It's not terrible. We could change the cockpit for sure. That's something we could do. Actually, we should do that. So, if I remember correctly, the flatter cockpit was a good choice versus the cab cockpit, which I like the cab cockpit a lot. But it makes more sense to do the flush cockpit because of the ports in the back. Unless I get the cab one and bring it up by one like this, which wouldn't be terrible either. Actually, that's not looking too bad if I bring it up like that. There's a little bit of a design issue right over there, but just the cab one, I like it. You just can't really see too much out of it. So if we add this one, would probably be best in terms of everything being connected. But once again, the drill's gonna be a little bit high up again. So maybe we do the cab cockpit like that. Yeah, let's just do it. Why not? Let's make our dreams come true and utilize this one here. And we could throw in a some kind of thing underneath it to connect it to here. Or even the fact of throwing the connector a little higher could also be a thing too. Would that work out? It would work out because it would make the bottom flush a little bit more. Do we really want to do that though? Because what we can put in there is more of a conveyor frame. We can't really do an adapter. It would have been great to have like an adapter there, but that's not going to happen. Because I could utilize the side ones, but we could bring it up though. Definitely can. I think that would be a good idea. This can drop, I believe. Yep. Why do we have so much stuff in here? All right, so the connector is going to be right here. And at the same time, we still put a drill here if we wanted to. But we wanted to put it up to here. But now we have a problem because the drills won't fit in there perfectly because of the way it's designed. So we could do it in two ways. So right here is going to be a small conveyor. And we can design the drill around it if necessary. So that's going to stick right in here. So that should take care of the height of things. I mean, I could have just brought it out regardless. If I brought out one more, would that be beneficial? I mean, again, I won't be able to see too much if I did that. If I did do that, but I need a drill to be able to cover the top end. So if we brought it up by one, yeah, we definitely won't be able to see anything. But if we start drilling this, I mean, it should be all right. And the drill, we just kind of want it on the sides a little bit lower. And it looks like we can do it. We might have to remove this for now. Maybe a C-tubing here, I believe. I think that should work. So one there and one here. We may have to float this thing up a little bit. And get our drill situated in there. So one here. And that goes right into the port, which is perfect. Maybe I should get it a little bit lower though. Or this is... Actually, no, this is fine. Ooh. Here's an option I was thinking about too. We could use that port, a T-tube here instead, and utilize that port, but should be okay for now. We do lose out this port though, for backward thrust. But we could put backward thrust elsewhere, if anything. All right, that's that. And that's looking decent. Backward thrust, we could put it here, potentially. It might burn the drill though, so we have to bring it up by one. Yeah, that's where we screwed ourselves. We gotta bring it up a little bit. So, unless there's another spot for it. Potentially we have spots for... Ooh, what happened here? Yeah, potentially we have spots for it, but where exactly would I put it? It depends on where the drill ends, so we don't burn it. I think right here will be fine. So maybe get rid of this design here. And that way we could throw one up here. And even one over here would be fine too. I don't think it's far enough to really toast it. So we'll put that there too. So yeah, I think we'll put in a nice little conveyor junction here. Or even one of these bad boys. To give it another look. Then we have a little bit more stopping power, which would be good. So we'll throw one here, and that should be fine. And yeah, that's looking good. Now I could extend this out a little bit more and build a little bit more hydrogen tanks out here, because this is just sticking out in the back. So I'm thinking we should probably touch on that sooner than later. But for now, we should be okay. And we did mention if we also want to get a little bit more secure, we'll throw a few hydrogen tanks there, or hydrogen thrusters there. Since we now have a bigger power container, we probably would be wanting to do this on the safe side. We do need to get a little bit more materials. because I don't think we have too much. So like iron, we have 3K. All right, that's not too bad. But ice is very important, so I'm gonna have to do a lot more ice retrieval, so we can constantly fit out our drill ship with everything you need. Okay, so this is less looking like a lobster, more like a crawfish. All right, so let's just do a little bit of a icy hole mining really quick, because we're gonna need a little bit more ice based on how much hydrogen we use. So we're at 71% already with this thing. And again, I think we made this thing only fit perfectly before, so I might have to extend this hole a little bit more so we can go deep down in here. And I already forget which side is which. Okay, so we are the backwards end of it. So we want to be like this into it. And can we fit in there decently? Actually, not too bad. Oh, we didn't put lights on it, of course. Of course. Ouch. Of course, we didn't put lights on this thing, but at least we can see. Again, this is a little minor sliver of ice, which we're probably going to end up running out shortly, I think. Oh yeah, I changed the whole entire thing, so that's gonna be interesting. So put that there. We're gonna change all the groupings and everything like that. We'll deal with that right now. So we're gonna start drilling here, and should have put a event controller too, so we could tell when we're filled with stuff. But it's looking like our module car container is not filled because something's messed up. Great. Oh yeah, because we didn't connect anything because we're an idiot. So this is just hanging there doing nothing. Yeah, right. That's not good. But it's looking more positive because I see a little bit more ice over there, so that's good. Ooh. Ow. Ooh, we have an issue. Why? We broke something, didn't we? Thrusters here are not working. Why? Why are these thrusters not working? Oh, great. Some of it is... What did I do? Something is not connected correctly, which is not great. Which makes some of these hydrogen tanks not actually having any ice in there. So this thing is stuck here now. What did I mess up here? How did I mess that up? That is not even connected at all to anything. What did I do here? All right, so let's connect these things down here first. I'm in the sun a little bit, but that's fine. Okay. So all the drills should be intact now. And it should go to the O2H2, which is perfect. And it's going to the cargo container. Perfect. So now the other issue is why is my hydrogen not working? So one tank is fine. I did something wrong here. Oh, I see where I messed up. The cargo. New cargo is the problem. So it's more or less I need to find another spot to plug it in. So that stinks. So let me just try to empty this out here. All right, let me think about this. How do we reroute all that into it? So before it was routed from the car container where the 4 thrusters are there. I think that's where it was routed from. But we need to get it routed like right over there. There's a cargo junction right there. or wherever underneath that ore detector. And that might be a good spot. But again, we don't have much flight, but we could probably tilt ourselves, helicopter style it, and get us to the shadows a little bit. This is kind of working. Not breaking anything, and drop. Okay, we are good. But let me get rid of this to see what's here. It's a gyroscope. All right, so small conveyor needs to go around and into one of these things here. So how do I do that is the biggest question. So if I got rid of this, that's a tank underneath it. So that's a no-go. All right, so that's connected into that. This one could be a conveyor, a small conveyor or conveyor junction. That should help that. There's an event control. There's an event control in here. We could utilize that. But the small oxygen tank and getting into this tank is a big issue. So I guess we route it. We'll route it this way. We'll C2 bit route like that. And C2 route outside with the frame. Like so. Okay, so that gives that design look. And this could be more of a... Looks like we could do a T. Yeah, we could do a T. We'll do a T here. Can we? No, we can't do a T. Looks like small conveyor here. And there, we should be able to get some more hydrogen on here. So what a mess we've caused. That's okay. All right, so of course, we need to upgrade our ore detector. So we're going to put in the fancy spinning one right over here. Okay, everything is now hooked up correctly. So what a crazy mess that was. Actually, nope, we're not completely done for. Because we are still missing some hydrogen. And it's over there. On the right side, it's not connected. So, geez. We got to do the same thing over here. This needs to be hooked up a little bit better. Right, because that's not hooked up at all. There's a hydrogen tank in there. There is a simple way to do that. We should have done this before. Put in a conveyor adapter right over here. Either that way or this way. So that goes into the cargo container. And we could throw in more thrusters here. So we could throw 1 or 3, depending on how much we put here later down the line. So we should have just done that to begin with. That would have saved a lot more trouble than it's worth. And therefore, we could add a little bit more side thrusting too. And it doesn't look as odd as it did before. So there we go. Done. What a mess that we caused here. Okay, so we should be able to fly this thing now. Still having issues with upward thrust. Why? Are we like completely heavy? Or we just don't have that much hydrogen on this? We have 6 thrusters going upwards. So why are we having trouble flying upwards? Is it the amount of ice that we have in here? I highly doubt that. What is going on here? This is not good. Are we going to connect in there? Oh. Our tanks are in stockpile, except for that one. Whoops. Okay. Now, there is an event control in here, so we'll figure out what that does. it's a default thing that was on the ship itself. So it's altitude, select actions, gyroscope. Okay, that's fine. We don't need that. We want to know if the cargo is filled at a threshold of 100%. I'll say equal, greater than 100%, or maybe let's just say 99.9 in this case. Actually, safer to say about 95% because sometimes it doesn't fill it all the way completely, but there's that. And we need the modular cargo container as the block. Okay, so the setup actions we need to set up as well, but of course we need to set up some lights first. So lights wise, we have these spotlight lights and interior light groupings. More than likely going to use some of these spotlight offset light type of things or floodlights and go from there. So we should be able to put in a light kind of like this facing us, if anything, even an interior light or floodlight. That could do. A little weird, but that definitely could do. So we're going to use that as our indicator. Filled cargo, if anything. And for a actual light, we can throw a floodlight up here, actually. That would look cool. Yeah. Right there. So I am toasting radiation-wise. So we should be okay. I think that's it. Now we could do the lighting. So floodlights angled or floodlights down. These could do a little bit of a increased radius. Oh, it's up by default already. Nice. So the radius on this one I don't want to be too much. Because this one is going to be colored based on the event controller. So the event controller will do a select action, and that is going to grab the floodlight right here. So when it's filled, it'll turn red. So we're going to do set color to red. And when it's emptied, we could leave it as white, or let's just say green in this case. So that's green. Well, that's, I think it says lime, but can we go like this to make green? That's lime green. How do we do just straight up green, or is there's no straight up green? Okay, so based on color coding, 128 should be green. Yep. 01280 is your green. Then not lime green, but green. So the event controller, is it off? Yes, it is. It's off. So it should really do its thing now, unless I mess that up. So if it's good, it's green. We get rid of all the other stuff if there is anything in there. So yeah, so the value is true, it'll turn red. Value is not true, it'll turn green. So Mr. Light, why are you not turning green in this case? So that's this light, right? Yeah. So it should be by default green if the cargo is not completely filled. Cargo fill potential, is it equal or greater than that? And we have the modular cargo container. All right, somehow got it to work, and it's not radiating enough that I would like. Can't really see it, so that kind of sucks. It's okay. Not much we can do about that. Oop, why did I press P? Did I mess everything up? I hope not. Should be okay. Okay, so we can fly this bad boy now and to get a little more ice that we wanted to get. Yeah, we can't move big items through here. It's gonna be mostly ores and ingots, so it is gonna be our static drill ship for now. I'm hoping I'm entering this the right way. I'm not. Great. So that means ooh, of course we do that. Ooh, Great. At least everything else is intact. The ship looks cooler now, though, but that's not good. There was stuff in that cargo container too. I don't know where it went though, but got a little bit of a sliver here. Oop. So we'll just drill that out just for the drills to fill up in the cab. So you see here, it's working okay. Lucky nothing else broke. We could continue to upgrade the base a little bit. So then that way we have refineries and everything like that. We have everything here. Gold, silver, platinum. The only thing not around is uranium, but I'm sure we could probably find that eventually. Not anytime soon, I would assume. But let's put this back. So we put that light system and everything like that for no apparent reason, and we messed that up. So also, can we put it in a grouping with the drills? I forget. As cargo. I should be able to. Oop. Alright, we didn't break anything there. Alright, we are good. In a way. Not necessarily great. I would love to have some kind of shelter and umbrella, but we don't. Can't believe I broke that cargo container. Well, it's gonna happen because yes, it is a little bit on the longer side. So I kind of knew that was gonna happen. I wish it didn't happen, but it did. All right, so I'm gonna throw this here. But like I said, luckily, nothing else broke. Just that. We need cargo. Construction. I'm just gonna queue up a whole bunch now. I think I have enough for a large amount of stuff, so we're gonna do that. We're gonna need it anyways for other stuff. Okay, that's fine. All right, base-wise, we should expand the flooring a little bit. So why don't we do that? I think I already did kind of queued up a whole bunch of stuff. But I might not have. I don't know. It doesn't seem like I did. Oh yeah, I forgot we had extra food here too. But more or less, we're just eating kelp crisp. But again, farming is probably our next step. Well, 29 kelp crisp. I think we should be fine in the food department for sure. All right, maybe we should get some of this flooring done for now. Because knowing me, I'll probably break it eventually. So let's just make sure these are kind of welded up. The interior walls or the floor centers. Looks like interior walls are a lot cheaper than floor centers. Actually, no. In a way, yes. Because it requires 20 steel plates in total. But it uses less interior plates. But it looks like interior walls are your cheaper bet for now. We should focus on getting a bigger assembler first. And I'm trying to build it away from this. So we have to go this way. All right, I'm going to actually take this out. We don't need this. But we could also go to the station that we looked at before. The shipping platform. It's a little bit far. But we could also go there to grab what we can grab. Or not. Yeah, we should probably do that eventually. But let me grab... Here, you need to do interior plates first. Because I need to expand this out a little bit. So I need to go probably a little bit ways this way. Ooh. Ouch, 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 ouch. Not good. So yeah, I need to go out that way to make some kind of stationary spot that's away from this thinking solar panel looking thing. I should have put it a little bit more towards the middle. It'll be easier that way. We could probably do this with the ship actually. We should try it. We haven't really done this a lot. And what I mean is basically shipbuilding or projecting in a way. So basically Shift G will give us the ability to throw down blocks, I think it was. Or is it Control G? No, Control G. Sorry. So here is, I mean, it's not the best, but here we can project blocks and put it down. It's not necessarily working. Oh, large versus small grid. Great. So that doesn't work out. So that means we can't do that way, which I thought it was going to work. But anyways, let's extend this out a little bit. So here's our new spot. So that's basically what our station is going to look like eventually anyways. So it's going to be like kind of like tunnel, not tunnel, but more of a hallway type of situation and everything like that. I know I'm getting cooked right now, but it's fine. It'll be like that basically. And I wish I had welders on this right now so I could weld. So much more different types of ships and tools that we need. So this is our drill ship. We're going to have to do a bit of a welding ship and everything like that. Wish I could make this modular. Possibility. All right, event control. I'm going back to this. So can we? Yeah, we can add the drills here. So the drills, the modular cargo container. So all these, when they're filled to the brim, or I think we had 95%, it'll turn red right there. So I should have put it a little bit closer, to be honest, so I could see a little bit better. I can't build on top of the drill, so that doesn't work out. Yeah, I can't see it, so it's kind of useless in a way. I really love the cab pit here. And I don't like the fact that we have to keep eating food like this. So let's see. What can we do? We could make money to get uranium. We could go to the stations and grab stuff. Let's actually go to this station while we kind of wait. We do need materials, but that could kind of wait. I'm gonna throw some stuff away really quick. All right, let's glide to the prospecting station, which is, again, if you've seen my other series, probably one of my favorite quote-unquote stations. Why I say that? Because we always find it, and we always kind of like chill in there. Nice. We got a little pit here that I could hide in. Nice little tunnel. Hopefully a sandworm doesn't come out. Imagine it does. Then that'll be funny. Oh no, it's not even a tunnel. It was just a shadow. That would have been nice. It's a nice place to put a ship or something there for sure. We'll just kind of investigate one side. I think what I'm going to do is not claim it. And then that way it'll just disappear and something new will spawn eventually. But yeah, we're going to go in here. All the weapons on the top. So when I say that, it's there. And I'm familiar with this where I could just grind this out and a few other things. And we'll make it inside. Now, flying away might be an issue if this is going to be armed. What's in here? Weapons. Okay. More weapons. Ooh, proficient drill. Nice. So we got a new drill, so we don't have to worry about doing any upgrades anytime soon. And I don't really care to drill a hole through a door. So we're gonna go through this way instead. And we got more stuff we could dismantle, and it does have a refinery right there and stuff downstairs. So yeah, very, very familiar with this space. We'll hack this. Uranium. Ooh. And a lot more other stuff. Okay, so now the question is, do we want to disable the weapons now? Which we can easily do because I know where they are. They're right above here. Anti-radiation. Nice. Okay, we can utilize that. But other than that, we have something in there. Some funding we can grab. And I think that's it. Is there anything in the refinery? I won't be able to tell from here. We're going to lose a lot of faction points with this, but I think we should be okay. The artillery is here. Artillery, assault rifle. So I think that's disabled, but not really, because it's still attached to these blocks here. And doing this is a lot more minimal than trying to grind that down. So is that on anymore? I don't think so. Stop moving. I hope it's not on. If it is, then we're going to be in trouble. And the other one is, or two, right in here. So that'll drop the turret. And the other one's here on this corridor. And hopefully we are not taking down our faction points too much. We're getting there, but it's not that bad. And there we go. That should drop. That scared me. That drops there. And I don't think this is working anymore based on what I did to it. Oh, I thought I could get out from here too. Guess not. Well, we're going to kind of chance it and see what happens when I bring my ship over. Yeah, we're good. And this ship really going to suck if it is a grinding ship, because it's not going to be able to take big parts. So this ship is a bit on the terrible side for what we need this to be. And we're just going to loot stuff. We're not going to... Yeah, I don't think we're going to hack anymore because we don't want to lose too much faction with these guys here. I could actually put this on the connector too if we really want to. I forget if there was a hydrogen tank. I think this is an oxygen tank for sure, but I don't think there is hydrogen on this thing, right? Let's see. Yeah, no hydrogen. That's fine. There is also a large cargo container, if I remember correctly. Oh, why did that happen? Am I dampening it off? We didn't lose any rep though, right? That was interesting. Where is the large car? The large car container is located right here, and I can get to the port from here, so I'm gonna lose a little bit more faction. That's fine. We'll... Oop. We're okay, right? Okay, faction-wise, we're still okay. That scared me for a sec. Just a bit of alarm. Oh, cobalt. Ooh, nice. All right, if we really care and are a little bit worried, we could just take the antenna off. Don't want drones coming after us, so we'll just knock it down like that. All right, we'll just throw everything in here. Do we want all the cobalt? Probably not. I think more importantly, grab anti-radiation kit, grab everything that's here. Ice, useful. Don't think we need that right this moment, so I'm not gonna worry about that. More or less, we need to grab what's down here. Too bad no food. Uranium, platinum, thruster components. Yes. Thank you very much. Got a bit of shells, it looks like, and this thing is going to be in the way soon. Do we lose rep when it's discontinued? Not discontinued. Do we lose rep if it's completely off? Yes. Okay, that sucks. The refinery, I'm not even sure if it has any materials in there. I forget. I don't know if I can even check that. Let's see. Can we check it? Refinery. Nope. Kind of don't want to grind it down and check, but I think the large car container should tell us a little bit. Nope, doesn't tell us anything. Now, if I had a hacking mod, which I kind of am playing this vanilla without mods right now, and I kind of feel like I should just do that way. I know build vision and everything like that is probably an essential mod, but I do not have that on here whatsoever. So that should be fine. This was ice, right? Yes. You can get this for fuel. But yeah, I think I'm gonna stick with vanilla gameplay just for fun. It's already just kind of playing the way it's played for now. I mean, we am gonna use some scripts here and there, but no mods for now. I mean, if it gets really annoying, then we'll do mods. And like I said, we're not claiming it, so there's a chance that this place might just disappear and we could work on getting something else later down the line. We need to definitely add a little bit more thrusters on this going forward and even downwards, because we don't have enough downwards. And the new platform we placed there is more or less for refineries and such because it's a little on the taller side. But we do need to pipe it all in too, which is going to be an issue. Not an issue, but a little bit more materials to be used. Okay, so we'll throw that on there. All right, here we go. So in terms of a solar panel, yeah, I think we could fit one here. That would just require us to get rid of this design and get covered, which is fine. Would be nice to have a nice little bit of a solar panel here too. So it could be kind of like lined up like this. It's a lot bigger than I thought, and it's gonna cover that over there. Okay, never mind. That sucks. we could do it this way, but it's just gonna make it way too long. Okay, never mind. But yeah, if I did it this way, that looks kind of okay. Probably this way would look a lot better, but yeah, that would look a lot better. Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen at all. That's fine. All right, so we need some extra downward thrust, as we mentioned before. So we'll throw one here, one here. Or actually, we could just throw one here. Yeah. Is it? Do we need that many? Not really. Kind of want to utilize this for something else. So third one going downwards should be okay. Forward thrusting, we need more. So do we knock this out? Put some conveyor junctions here. Sounds like a good idea. Or T shape. No, conveyor junctions are a little bit more efficient in this case. One here and one here. And then these could be T's or T's or C shapes here. So I'm just gonna do that actually. Okay, there we go. So we got more thrusters there. Side thrusting probably could use more too, but I think we're okay, right? Let's just add more. I'm just gonna add just a tiny bit more. So one here and one on the side. So 3 on each side. Should be all right. Okay, so we need more up thrust, down thrust. We have room here. Brakes, we should be okay. 4. We'll do more. And hydrogen tanks, potentially. We could do a little bit more as well. There's room right here for a tank. Actually, no, can't do that. That's going to blow up. Right over here, we'll make it a little higher. Shouldn't do that though. Or maybe I should add them here and not have this here. Yeah, let's get rid of this. So let's just add a little bit more hydrogen tanks so we can utilize this a little bit better. So where would we put this? We could stick it out like this if we wanted to, or push it in. I'm thinking we stuck this out here. It will look great. Kind of like that. So that should go in there. They should be getting hydrogen. We could still put in that one additional thruster if we wanted to. Sure, why not? Okay, there we go. And we should be good. We got to work on the base. So here is going to be a new platform for the refinery and everything like that. So let's go ahead and grab refineries, assemblers, and it's going to be a little bit further away from this. We're going to kind of get rid of some of these things anyways, but we're just going to move everything in this case. The big old refinery, for now, I'll throw here. Assembler. The assembler works well when it's kind of floating a little bit. even this one, the industrial one, because it has that bit of a catwalk piece, but and also the mods on the bottom. So it would fit well like this, but the problem is the way it's oriented. But I also could put it up here, wherever the port is. I have no idea where the port is at this point, but let's see. It is by the ladder. Okay, so we'll do that. So I like putting the assemblers on top like this. It makes it a little higher for sure, which is not the best thing in the world, but it's gonna work out okay. And we probably don't have all the parts for this. It looks like we have decent amount, so we're gonna try and get these situated. All right, got more iron, and that shadow over there is not looking that nice, if you know what I mean. Got a little bit more iron, so the refinery should be taking care of that, which is perfect. Okay. Assembler right here. I'm gonna throw in 2 of these drills because we don't need those. Okay, assembler complete. Now we're gonna work on, of course, the refinery, which is gonna be a while because we need a bunch of steel plates. It's still missing a little bit of metal grids though, 6 of them. And the connection point is basically here. So we probably need a bit of a conveyor junction first. Right here. And then we'll pipe fit down the line. So in this case, we're just going to C-tube it that way. C-tube it this way. And straight tube this way. So we're just going to go this way for now. And of course, we got to bring it back up. This assembler may go away relatively soon once everything's produced. So maybe I tube it up from here. It's all temporary stuff anyway, so we'll just do it that way. It is going to require a lot of materials for this tubing. So we'll do that. And should we future-proof? Probably. We'll do that here. Okay, so that's included in there. We should grab everything that's assembled right there. Ooh, still missing a good chunk of steel plates. Roughly 500 steel plates left. And we can get rid of this assembler. So that way everything gets in there for now. That's still producing, so we can't get rid of that just yet. We could build it underneath. Could. And yeah, we could do that, but it's still the refinery not going to get anything, so that doesn't really work out that way. Yeah, the conveyor or the small cargo container is very important for this piece here. But I could tunnel out a little bit in terms of making pipe work. I'm going to do that. Yeah. Conveyor junction. And we'll just do another conveyor junction here. And that way we can do a little bit of a pipe work situation. And we're going to build it out this way because we're going to make a somewhat of a small farm here. I don't think we need that far. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 away. Good enough.